you all today? I hope you're having a good night, a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever you are. It is the 7th of July of 2025. We're more than halfway through the year now. We're more than halfway. It's not over yet. Welcome on in, though. Today is a Monday, so that means Random Free Game Mondays. That's right. Picking a random game off of Steam that's available for free. The whole point of this essentially Monday series that I'm doing is just finding games that are available for free that do not require any money up front, testing them out for I don't know, an hour or two to see how they work. And then going from there to see if it's worth spending any time on it. If it is, we find out if there's anything else with it. Usually there's DLC or cosmetic things that you can do, or not do, cosmetic things that you can buy. But yeah, that is what tonight will be. And tonight we're trying Vivid Stasis. And it's actually a brand new game. When I was looking it up, I saw that it was literally released 2 days ago. So we'll see how it goes. So far, it seems to have good reviews, but we'll see. But yeah, that is the plan for today. And again, I hope you're all doing okay. I'm just working on getting things set up on my side. But yeah, this will be the game that we're going to try out. We'll see how it goes because I don't really know how to play games on PC without a controller. And hello, Goldfish. I hope that you have enough flakes for now. I'm glad to see that that command is still working properly. Oh, man. But yeah, welcome on in. Brief reminder to go drink some water if you have not had any water today. Remember, water is important. We need it to just exist as it is. So remember to go drink some water. But yeah. I'm a little worried about the fact that this is a rhythm game. I don't suspect there would be any DMCA music, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. And it looks like it doesn't have very much to it because it's just a little indie game, but like languages, it's just pure English. And then there's like the story content, just a really brief description. But I guess I should give a trigger warning that I guess it has survivor's guilt and grief and mourning as part of the themes. Trauma, mental health issues, cursing, because we care about cursing so much here. So there's also that. So if you have any issues with things revolving around mental health, then, this might not be the game for you today, and that's okay. You're free to go find a different streamer or something else to do in the meantime. Don't feel obligated to stick around if this is not going to be something that you can handle. And it's not like we're going to finish the game tonight. Like, we're just going to test it out and see how it runs, if it's worthwhile. If I find enough interest in it, I might continue it later, but right now it's just about testing it to see what it does. And if it's got that, that hook, line, sinker part to it. I'm watching Bride of Chucky right now. I'm enjoying it so much. Okay, so you like the gory stuff. Got it. Welcome on in, Digga Dino. How are you? I hope you're having a good night. Just getting settled in here. Not a bad night, Nodders. Since you're in here, make sure to drink some water. Because I know you're not great at drinking water. Stream Elements will remind you too. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. So let me see if I can get it running. Yeah. It's calibrating stuff. I can't make it any bigger right now. FYI. Begin setup and calibration. Okay, let's go with yes. Okay, so this experience is a work of fiction, despite using some meta-narrative aspects, blending the fictional world and the real world. All content in this game is fiction. You accept this by continuing. We accept this. Remember the trigger warning. If this is not a game for you, then it's okay. You're free to go. Do not stick around if it's going to upset you. The following game experience contains patterns of flashing or bright colors that may be dangerous to those with photosensitive conditions. You accept this by continuing. Okay, there's another trigger warning. If you have epilepsy or seizure activity issues, this is definitely not a game for you. So definitely step away, and I will see you on a different time, because I don't want to. I don't want you to put yourself in danger. Interesting intro so far. Please select a mode to play through the game. Oh, okay. You can change this and mix and match accessibility options at any time. Vivid Stasis in its original intended experience. Navigate a labyrinth of gameplay shifts and rhythm challenge to uncover the secrets better left forgotten. Oh. So that's the default. Rhythm. For players seeking high-intensity rhythm action, many more songs are available by default, and the process of unlocking new ones is made quicker. Okay. Story. For players interested in the story progression, is streamlined and more accessible, and episodes unlock automatically by reading the previous ones. So I guess we're just going to do default. We just want a mixture. An overall view of how this will work. And actually, I kind of forgot over here. Hang on. I believe it would help you if you all heard it. Okay, and right now it'll sound kind of staticky in the background. But all right. Let me just double check something over here. I thought this text would last like 30 seconds and the game starts. I mean, I have to pick first. What do you mean? But we're going to pick default. So there's music here. Yes, sorry. I keep forgetting that I need to be changing this actively every single time. What is that noise? I feel like it's that static noise that you hear in the background when a machine's running from way back in the 90s. Because computers were really loud, and so were monitors. Like that really weird humming sound that monitors or TVs would make. I feel like that's what that is. You may change some system settings like window resolution before beginning. Would you like to open the Prolog settings menu? You will be able to adjust these settings later as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. Whoa. Okay, 1 minute. Do this. It's weird, it keeps changing things. Hang on. I'm trying to keep it here. Okay, so that's not going to be a thing. Okay, so then let's go up. I feel like this is gonna cut off some of it. White noise ASMR, I guess so. Hey, that's funny. Okay, I guess we're gonna do this because if I go bigger, I don't know how much it cuts off. And I honestly can't tell how much it's trying to cut off. Even though my screen can handle 1440. I already changed the full screen setting. It forces it on my... It forces it on my main monitor. So I can't do it that way. I have to leave it in windowed. This helps a little bit though. We'll do this though. I feel like it's difficult to read either way. But okay, so let's go ahead and go with this. Or it's gonna come back over here. Nope, it's cutting it off. Opening questions. Okay, so this is a problem. Hang on. What in the world? Welcome to the Dustbreaker setup process. Press enter to continue. So, crap. Okay, so this isn't doing what I wanted to. That's... I didn't mean to take a screenshot. Okay, I guess let's see if it lets me here, because I feel like it's cutting off somewhere. Let's go ahead and continue. This initialization process will ask you 9 questions. Please answer truthfully. Ooh. Please enter your name. Oh, do I have to? Oh, nuts. Okay. Okay, this is dumb. No offense. I really can't. Okay. It's a bit loud. Okay, I can't change anything. It's not letting me change settings. So hang tight. It's literally not letting me do anything. This is stupid. Yes, that would be me. Is somebody you care about was struggling, yet promised they were okay, how would you respond? Try to help anyway. Can I? No. No. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and restart this. Why? Because settings are not ideal. And it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it here at 1920 1080 because at 1440 it's just not ideal. There you go. Okay. Yep, we're gonna answer truthfully. Okay. I'm assuming the audio is still loud. Thank you, Stream Elements, for the reminder to drink water. I turned it down to 40, but okay, so then I can't fix it then because it's just doing what it wants to do. So let's see. Okay, so I did it in OBS, which I don't like doing it that way, but let me know if it's still a pain in the butt. This is stupid, I can't type. Yep, that would be me. Pixelvelia. Okay. If somebody you care about was struggling yet promised they were okay, how would you respond? Try to help anyway. If somebody you care about dealt with a great misfortune, what would be your first action? On a great misfortune. This is too vague. I don't like this question. Because how does focusing on their happiness help them out of that misfortune, or trying to understand more make them move past that misfortune? I guess try to understand more. If you were hurt by a friend on accident, how would you confront them about it afterwards? Try to talk it out, or try to forget and move on. Talk it out. If you were hurt by a friend on purpose, how would you confront them about it afterwards? Try to talk it out, or stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. If you and someone you care about both got hurt at the same time, whose happiness would you prioritize? Got hurt at the same time? In what way? This is too vague. I can't help others if I can't help myself, so I need to fix mine first. If someone that you do not know got hurt, would you care about their well-being? You would care, you would not care. Again, this is vague. In general, no. I don't know anything about that person. Do I wish them any ill will? No, but I don't know anything about the person. If they got physically hurt, then like, sure, I'd call 911 type of thing. But again, this is too vague. Yeah, I don't care. It sounds awful. I don't care. Everything is situational. Like, the vague questions are not good questions. If someone that was hurt, that has hurt you in the past, got hurt themselves, did they deserve it? They did not deserve it. They deserved it. I mean, if they got hurt because of their actions, then yeah, they deserved it. If it was a freak accident, then no. Or you never know. I don't know what kind of karma people have. I'm going to say they deserved it. I don't know. If you witness someone you dislike getting ganged up on, would you join in? You would stay out of it, you would join in. Getting ganged up on? Yeah, I don't condone that. I think that's a very weak move for you to gang up on a person or persons. Because if you cannot confront somebody by yourself, and you have to have somebody else there with you to like fall in line and back you up type of situation, not for your own safety, just because you're weak, guess what? You're weak. You shouldn't be confronting that person like that. Ta-da! So I would stay out of it. Your answers have been recorded. Please remain stationary with the DB helmet attached. You will experience a moment of discomfort. Do not be alarmed. It will last for only 15 seconds. What the heck is a DB helmet? I'm afraid. What is this? Time. Oh, I'm supposed to do stuff. Many months into our ordeal, that word stopped having meaning to me. How long has it been that my time was stopped in place? An intermission cannot breach frozen time. And yet, Whoa. Error in action number 1 of step event 0 for object. Oh, coroutine manager unable to find instance for object in instance 24. Oh, whoa. SDJK. Can you hear me? If this message is reaching you, then you may be our last hope. before we can get to that, you need to know what to do. SDJK. Oh, this is not going to be good for me. If you press the displayed keys, it will activate the lanes. When a piece of note data passes the line at the bottom, hit the assigned key. Very good. Sometimes note data is categorized differently. When note data has a long trail, you need to hold it until it has fully passed. Okay? Try it out yourself. There's only one more categorization for note data. These are called bumpers and cover 2 lanes. Okay. If one approaches, enter either of the lanes it covers. No need to press both. Well then, what is the point of having... Learning to master these 3 types of note data will be your guiding light. So why do you want... Anyway, if you receive a signal, then I beg of you to lend us your power. Okay. The Tanegashima precinct. I don't understand why it wants to do bars with 2 keys, but then it tells you you only need to press 1 key. I feel like that defeats the purpose of having the bars there then for 2 keys. Digodano, what the heck is that? Some please. But why is he dancing then? Alright. Not by any means a bustling hub of officers and investigators coming in and out through the day, but a humble shack that services what the island needs from its police force. Due to its lack of vivid activity, the detectives and other officers often revel here in the peace when taking breaks. Today, however, is no such day. I walked up the road to the police center. Even from a short distance, I wouldn't really blame anyone for missing it completely. Saturday. The Tanegashima precinct. It always catches me off guard when I remember how small it really is. I walked up the small porch to the door and knocked on it. A few seconds passed, but there didn't seem to be any response. I knocked again. This yielded the same results. Frustratingly, it also did on the 3rd try and the 4th. For real, I find it really hard to believe there's nobody inside. Well, there's nobody inside. He's actually raging there, but looped into a dance. Wow. That's funny. Pork Summit. Being forced to eternally dance through his rage. Hee. Stepping off the porch, I looked around. Maybe I'll find someone by looking through the window? I walked up to it and pressed my cheek up against the dirty glass. Really? Sure enough, I couldn't see anyone inside. Not even a clerk at the reception desk. I don't know, this right here? This looks like a person. This looks like a person. I don't know what the heck this is over here, but this looks like a person. I mean, okay, think about it. It's a Monday. Maybe everyone partied too hard on the weekend and nobody showed. Oh, that's totally what happened. Or maybe they're all out looking for Tsuki. That's definitely it. I mean, that's definitely not it, but I'll have hope. God knows I need it in this kind of situation. I walked back up on the porch and looked at the door again. Well, the sign says they're still open, so I guess they expect me to just try the door. I twisted the rusted handle on the door, and sure enough, it opened without any trouble at all. Ah, fair enough. Well, not like there's much use standing around out here. In I go. Chapter 1. Missing Link. Okay, so my only concern right now is how do we get to the settings again? I'm trying escape, nothing's happening. F1 doesn't do anything. F2, nope. 3, nope. 4. Oh. 4 does something. 4 makes it full screen. It looks like it cuts off on my screen though. Just a tad. Okay. So 5, nothing. 6, nothing. 7, nothing. 8, nothing. 9, nothing. And then 12 takes a screenshot. Okay, so what would be other keys that get used for settings in the game for anybody who plays PC games? I feel like this is still too loud. Okay, I guess let me know how the audio is. Because in my headphones, there doesn't seem to be like any difference. No matter what I do in OBS, like there's just no difference on my side. And no, this game doesn't have a lot of buttons. Strange game, thought it was just a simple game. It's strange in the fact that it doesn't clearly tell you these are the menu buttons type of thing. And escape doesn't do anything. But yeah, I guess let me know if it's still too loud. Because again, in my headphones, there's no difference when I change it in OBS. So I don't know if there will be any difference for when you guys hear it. Alright, just as I saw through the window, there wasn't a soul to be found in the reception area. It really is a no-show here. But the moment I said that, I noticed a detective down the hall. I waved to her and she looked up from the paper she was scanning. Oh, you? Hey. Excuse me. Is there anyone I can talk to follow up on a missing persons report? God, I hate acting like this. Staying strong and formal is far from my strong suit, but I don't exactly think it's a super good idea to be on the bad side of the police. The detective, who isn't even in any kind of uniform, points to a cubicle in the back of the hall and walks off. Oh, thank you. I walked down the hall and peeked around the corner of the cubicle. Sitting down behind it is a woman in a coat, writing something down on a notepad as she looks at one of her screens. Hey, Miss Detective, are you free at the moment? I have a few questions I'd like to ask about this report I filed. I have it in my binder here somewhere. Shit, where did I actually put the damn thing? I started scrambling through my files desperately. The detective looked up from her screen. She seemed a bit confused. Hey, I don't think you can just... Found it. I pulled the piece of paper out of the binder and handed it to her. Here we are. I've got the details in this for if you need to do like a lookup or something, or I can give you her name or something. The detective sighed and looked at me disapprovingly. Save it. You're here about Suki, right? Not many missing persons reports around here, so this is the first one in a couple weeks. Yes, Suki Tasugare. That's her. What's the report? Nothing since we opened the investigation. I frowned. Nothing? It's been a whole day. You have to have found at least something. It's been less than a day. A girl goes missing and you expect us to mobilize our entire force to find her? We barely have any resources as it is. Yeah, I already don't like this. I understand the idea of like, well, they need to be missing a certain amount of time for us to do anything, but at the same time, it sounds so callous and cold whenever they're just like, they've only been gone a day. It's like, well, yeah, that's not normal. That's why I filed a report. You know? But, I don't know. Being understaffed is something I completely understand, but that's not on the onus of the person asking you a question about a missing person. That has nothing to do with them. I mean, I don't want you to do that. I just thought you might have made some progress or something. I don't know. The detective sighs again. Well, we haven't. We'll let you know if we find her. Until then, why don't you try to take your mind off of it? I understand that it's stressful. Oh, for the love of... Despite her efforts to calm me down, she was clearly unaware of the inverse effect it was having. Okay, fine then. I'll do it myself. I'll find her, and I'll prove to you that you can do better. This yielded another sigh from the detective. Listen, I understand your worries, but if you go and break any laws or get yourself into danger, we aren't going to protect you because of an emotional outburst. The last thing we'd want is to find your sister and have to tell her we had to lock you up. Understand? Before the detective was even finished with her sentence, however, I was already on my way out the door. Jeez, what a piece of work. You're a piece of work. Rude. Once I got back outside, I sat down on the porch and tried to calm myself down. Not to much avail. I should message Allison and let her know how it went. Saturnaler bit. God damn it. Did it not go well? Yeah, I'd say so. They have nothing. Literally jack shit. Well, it's only been a day or so. Man, I guess, but like, that's a whole ass day's worth of opportunities for her to kick the bucket somehow. Sat, what are you planning to do? Is that even a question? I'm finding her. Since obvs they aren't. LMAO. I really don't think that's the best idea. Come on, it'll take like no time at all. At least help me hang up some missing posters for her or something. I'm willing to help you do that, but I don't want you to get involved in anything further than that, okay? Suki needs her sister to come home to. Yeah, I get it. I'll be fine. I'm gonna go to the park. Can you meet me there? Yes, I can. I'm nearby, actually. I'll see you there, okay? Until then, try to stay calm. I am calm. Seriously. You've never seen anyone as calm as I am right now. Totally. The park is still a good bit away, but I'm not walking that distance in this weather. When does the next box come? Next bus come. I checked on my phone. 10 minutes at the nearest stop. Thank God. I put away my phone, got up off the precinct porch, and started walking towards the bus stop. Hajimeli. Sky Hour works. I can't read that. Vivid Stasis. I don't know what the first part said. Press any key to begin. Oh, look. We're in system options. What in the world happened to the audio, though? There's nothing here for audio. Whoa. It's cutting off, though. Is it not? So I guess it's just during that intro part that it doesn't like being fiddled with, I guess. I still don't really like this though. We'll do 60. We don't need to have it that high. There we go. Okay, I guess let me... Goodness gracious. Where is... Okay, this just messed up all my audio stuff. And now my Pokemon stuff is going to be screwed up too. Great. Oh. Sorry, one moment. Okay, I think it's still cutting off part of it, but it's better. Okay. Jesus. How's general audio? Is it still too loud? before I continue any further with this game. Sounds a bit loud still. How's that? That should be good. Cool. All right. So then now let's go ahead and go in here. I don't know what we're supposed to do. There's options. That's weird. There's complete chapter 1 and 2, but then it jumps to chapter 4. What happened to chapter 3? I guess let's do rhythm play. Let's see what this does. So these are just the songs. Okay, I guess let's just try this, see how it goes. Whoa! Wow, I have no idea. I had a decent hang on it for the first half and then it exploded. Thank you, Jamel. Thanks for reminding me to drink some water. Oh no. Tab, advanced statistics, shift, judgment, breakdown. Let's look at tab. I don't know what the rate means. Okay. So I did pretty good, right? Whoa. Okay. Windows is being stupid, sorry. It's counting everything as critical. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's early or late critical. So is critical what you want? Okay. Let's go through and complete. Oh, it doesn't let me. All I can do is these guys. Right. So here, Saturday inquires about the precinct about her sister. Oh, I unlocked a node. Story 25B. What does that mean? Points, bytes. Okay, story episode 2. Intersection of Will, Saturday and Allison meet up to discuss Suki's case. Okay. Oh, there we go. So it goes through the nodes. Good to know. Oh, and it looks like my face is in the way. What terrible, terrible thing. I need to move it up a little bit more. There, because I think that should clear the name of the person speaking. So, there we go. Alright, let's continue with the story then. The Tanegashima Park, a humble but popular attraction on the island for the locals to stop by and hang out at on particularly sunny days. Once I got there, I went and stood in the northeast corner of it next to the modest garden. A modest garden. I should be here in like 5 minutes, so I'm probably good to sit down for a bit. I waited for a few minutes and looked around. A gardener volunteer is tending to the flowers in the garden boxes, but I'm not paying much attention to that. Some kids are playing and shouting on the playground in annoyingly loud voices, which I guess makes sense considering that it's a playground, but I still wish I didn't have to hear it. Eventually, my patience starts running thin. Where the hell is she? It's been like 10 minutes. It can't take her that long. She said she was nearby, right? She hasn't texted back in a while. Should I... Hey. Gah! Hi. Hello. Sorry, you scared me. Allison laughed sheepishly. Was it really that funny? Sorry, yeah, I got held up on my way here. Yeah, it's okay. Let me just, God damn it, not again. I put my backpack on the bench and rummaged through it. Ah, damn it. Shit, hang on. Just a minute, hold on. Spreadsheets in a binder? This is certainly a change. Hey, I can be organized when it's important. There we go. I find the sheet I was looking for and pull it out of the binder. Anyways, this is where we're at. She leaves at 10 and she doesn't come back. 10 is her usual time to leave, but she's usually back at 9 at the latest. What else do you know? What do you mean? Have you contacted her workplace and wrote down what everyone said happened on the 22nd? I frowned. Saturday, how did you fill up a binder operating on so little information? And besides, are you sure this is a good idea? It seems like... At that moment, however, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye and looked opposite of Allison. Hold that thought. Look over there. Is that Kotomi? Allison sighed. Saturday, I'd rather you didn't just brush off my... I ran across the park waving my arms to try and get Kotomi's attention. Kotomi! I felt a little bad for leaving Allison back there, but I heard other footsteps that indicated she was following me anyway. It's probably all good, I hope. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second here. Hold on. Yeah. Allison and I caught up with Kotomi in no time. She looked surprised to see us. Saturday, and Allison too. What are you two doing here? Did you hear about Tsuki? Just as she went missing, I saw a few of your messages in the group chat. Yeah, and Saturday has this idea to try and investigate it herself or something. I turned around and gave Allison a frustrated look. Yes, I do. The police clearly just don't give a shit. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they secretly had something to do with it. Allison gave me her own frustrated look back. Probably shouldn't have said that last part. You're just saying things now and you know it. Kotomi seems to find this banter amusing, though, and chuckles. It's not a bad idea to do a little digging yourself, to be fair. Allison looks at Kotomi with almost a tired expression. You think so? Yeah, I do. I think it could be fun, honestly, and it's not like Saturday is going to be able to focus on anything else. That's what I'm saying. Allison doesn't seem to share my feelings on the matter, though. Fun? It's not safe. I can't think of any hypothetical universe where it would be safe. We have police for a reason, you know. I don't want to see you two get hurt. Ellie, you know how Saturday is. The best thing you can do here is be there to protect her. No, I am not, in fact, going to do that because we're not investigating. Neither of you are listening to me here at all. Come on, Ellie. Come on. Oh, for the love of... Come on. You know I hate it when you do this. Blah. I don't know what's going on there. Shit, ow. Are you done? Ooh, I don't know what she's doing. Allison sighs and shoots me a defeated glance. Fine, fine. But we're not doing anything illegal. You're going to promise me that right now. It's settled. Where are we investigating? Saturday. What? I said it's settled. Saturday Tasogare. Despite her reserved nature, Allison was just as stubborn as I. There was no getting out of promising to do exactly what she wanted when she was like this. Fine, fine, I promise. Are you happy? No, but it's the best I'm going to get out of you. So where are we going first? Her place of work is probably a good place to start. They'd have seen her last, so it's likely that they'll give us information as to when exactly she disappeared. That is assuming she even showed up for work at all. Wait, you're coming along too? I have literally nothing to do, and besides, this was my idea. If I didn't come along and either of you got hurt, I'd never forgive myself. Well, I'm glad to have another eye to look out for dangerous situations, at least. Saturday, where does your sister work? I don't think I ever even knew. She works at a geology place, I think. You know, rock stuff. I have the address on my phone. Then we better get going. The bus only loops around once per hour, and that's on the other side of Tanegashima, near my place. Rightio, let's get on the move, folks. I marched off energetically towards the bus stop outside the park. Kotomi follows at a brisk pace, but Allison lags behind a bit. I wonder what's got her all down in the dumps. Hopefully she feels better soon. Probably that you're being a pain in the ass friend. Like you're doing things that are really stupid and dangerous. So does this mean I need to go play songs? Guess let's try this. So that's the one I'm supposed to... Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties. It wasn't showing things correctly to me. I'm not even pressing the right keys. What in the heck was all that? I completely failed. Yeah, I completely failed. 170. Absolute garbage. I got a D. Okay, so how do I... Okay, so that did get me currency up there for whatever node points I need. What is world crossplay? Just joining other people since we can multiplayer. Okay. Well, we're not doing that today. Oh, you have to purchase one of these from the shop. Got it. Okay. This is showing chapter 1. Interesting. Okay. I have no idea. This is confusing. I guess I'm just going to do this one again. Because I can't follow the other one. If I'm being totally honest, I can't follow the other one. Hang on. Having issues here. Okay, this is throwing me off a lot because on the left hand side is SD and then on the right hand side is JK. So on the left hand side I have to do 2 mid fingers, and then on the right hand side is 1 pointer, 1 mid. So it's like really throwing me off. Oops. Nope, can't do this. I don't know how I actually did it on the first try. How do I know? $39, is that it? No, 62. So how can I see where I earn things? So it says down there that I have 62. That's in tandem with this, right? The flow chart, yeah. To unlock characters, okay. I'm not sure then what these pink points are for. Whoops, press the wrong key. So there's the 62 battery life, I guess, and then there's the 635p, or I guess coins. But I'm not understanding how I'm earning each one. I'm also struggling with the keys though, if I'm being totally honest. So, I've played this for almost an hour, if not about an hour. While the story could be interesting, I'm not sure I like how you progress it. You have to unlock each story section by playing through these songs, because you have to earn the currency through these songs. Can't rebind keys. Nope, not an option. SDJK. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I'll be honest, I don't know who thought that was a good idea, because it's really disjointing to see it to have SD on the left and then JK on the right, because they're very different buttons in terms of how your hand sits on the keyboard. So yeah, the music is pretty cool so far from, you know, what we've been able to hear for some of these songs. I've lost interest. This is really disjointed for me. This doesn't feel like a game that should have story, I guess. It feels very disjointed in how you're supposed to progress through the story part. I know that there's just like a regular story mode for just wanting to get through that part, but this doesn't feel, at the default section, this doesn't feel balanced for like some kind of equivalency of like, here's the songs and here's a story to unlock. So it doesn't, it just, I don't know, it feels kind of, it's not broken, it just feels disjointed. It doesn't seem to flow in a way that makes sense. Not to mention the menus are kind of weird. But I don't know, we could always try just going through the main story to see, just going through the story mode to see if maybe that would work. But oh, and then that just closes out. So that's kind of weird for me. I was not expecting it to close out, but okay. But let's see. I did want to see like how the story mode played, or how it ran. Okay, 1 second, because this thing went back to my main monitor again, because why wouldn't it? Oh, and now I can use my mouse all of a sudden. So like, this is just weird. How do you even change? That's all audio. It said that I could change This is so weird. It said that I could change the mode to play in. So, okay, I don't even know how to change that part. Just goes back to the bottom. So yeah, I don't even know how to change the game mode. It said that I could change it later, but I'm not even seeing an option for that. So I can't do a character change either. That's just what I have. I just have Saturday. That's just a credits roll. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm calling it quits. Unless you had to progress further, change these things. Yeah, that's not what it said in the first few screens. So I have no idea. I literally have no clue. So I'm calling it quits. Because I was like, well, let me just go through the story part then. Maybe the story part alone will be fine. But I don't know, delete the data and then start over. I feel like might be the only answer to that. Don't mind me, I'm just moving my face around. So, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is like a first time developer. Let's see. It looks like they're a first time developer. So, I mean, that's my criticism. It doesn't flow in a way that makes sense. They do not explain how the menus function very well. I would not recommend having different fingers for the keys. In like on the right hand side you use your pointer and your middle, and then on the left hand side you use your middle and your ring. Like that's kind of disjointed for your brain a little bit, which I don't know if that's intentional. That's like, this is part of the challenge, that you're not going to be using the same fingers on both hands type of thing. I don't know if that's intentional. But yeah, this game is not for me. It's not for me because I don't feel like it has any kind of flow. It doesn't feel like it's cohesive in terms of how clear it is to progress the story, what you should be doing. It doesn't have enough of a demo or enough of a tutorial, I guess, would be another way of putting it. It doesn't have enough of a tutorial to kind of tell you that, hey, by the way, you're going to be using a node system to unlock everything. So, I don't know. It's just me. If you're going to give me any kind of tutorial, then it needs to be a full tutorial, quite frankly. So, yeah, this game is not for me. The music is cool though. I do like the music. I feel like if I had a controller, I'd be better able to do the music part. because this is very similar to like DDR and stuff. And I've played a lot of those rhythm games too, where you just tap on the screens. So it's not an inability of playing rhythm games. It's just this doesn't feel cohesive. But I do think the music was cool. By all means, I do think the music was cool. But yeah, I can't do this on keyboard and mouse. It just doesn't work for me. So if this game ever is controller compatible, I'm willing to give it another shot then. But otherwise, I can't really play this. This doesn't work for me. But if anyone wants to give it a shot, a lot of other people seem to like it. But I will say a lot of other people seem to like it in terms of the story part. Like, people really seem to like the story part. So that was one of the reasons I was like, I want to do the story mode, and I don't know how to change it. So, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, it's also still brand new. So there might be bugs that they're fixing. There might still be things that need adjusting. So the game's still brand new. I'm willing to revisit it in like another month under the same Free Game Monday format. But right now, I cannot. As it stands, I cannot. Wondering if this would be easier on the controller if it supports it. Yeah, right now it doesn't. It does not support it right now, unfortunately. So, oh well, I tried. We have our second failure? At least failure for me. This could be definitely a win for somebody else, but for me personally, it's a fail. This is not a game that I can play. But yeah, which is kind of funny because if you look at my little icon is exactly that. It's a little rhythm thing. But yeah, this one it doesn't feel right. It feels really weird in the way that you're being told these are the keys to use. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit in a month. Hopefully it'll have been updated. There will be any if there are any bugs. I don't know if there are any bugs because for me it just doesn't feel cohesive. So I cannot say if there's a bug or not. But if it does have bugs, hopefully it'll be fixed in that time. I'm more so hoping for an update of like the tutorial part in terms of how to use it, or controller support update, sorry. Because that would be one way that I can give it a shot again. But just off of the keyboard by itself, I can't even type my name in there. How am I not able to type my name? You're making me go use the arrow keys and enter for every single letter. And it's a PC game. Like, that doesn't... I don't know if that's normal, but that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, if you want to give it a shot, it's available. It's free. Vivid Stasis by Team Vivid Stasis. And publishers Hajimeli and Sky Hourworks. So give it a shot. It looks like there's stuff that you can buy. It looks like it's primarily music that you'd be buying, like the songs. But other than that, it looks like you unlock most everything else, unless you also buy characters. Which would be kind of weird if you were able to just outright buy the characters versus unlocking them through the story. But I don't know. I couldn't get far in enough. But yeah, give it a shot. Feel free to come back and let me know if you liked it, if you tried it. But for me, it's a pass. Sad to say. But yeah. So I'm going to take a quick break because I do need to run to the bathroom. And then I'll be right back. And in that time, maybe we go switch over to Pokemon, or I go back to a different Free Game Monday. that we tried before. But yeah, I will be right back. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Got myself a little chocolate snack, so you're gonna hear me munching on that. But okay, so as I typically do for Monday games, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this a short stream. But I did want to look into this Pokemon team building site, which if you all were here for that, like, I don't know, 10 streams ago, Digga Dino suggested we can take a look at this in case I wanted to actually do a proper build for Pokemon. Which, if I'm going to commit to doing Legend ZA once it releases later this year, I might want to actually do it correctly with like a proper team. Instead of just being lazy and being like, this is the first few Pokemon I caught, I'm sticking to this. So we'll see. Because that's typically my format. I either go for my favorite Pokemon, or I go for the first few that I catch, and then I'm like, that's the team that's sticking. Whatever. But yeah, so I wanted to take a look at this to see what we find. I don't know if it has any kind of input system where like I can input the Pokemon I currently have and then it tells me why it's good or bad. But we'll take a look. There's a few things to click on the website, so we'll take a look. But first things first, let's get to reading. So there's going to be roles. We need to understand how the roles are important. All right, so first things first is we have a wall breaker. These Pokemon have the ability to deal massive damage to the opponent and weaken the opposing team, or by straight up picking knockouts. They can either be physical, special, or mixed. And it gives you some examples. A Porygon would be a wall breaker. That's interesting. That's a very interesting example. Because this is Thunderous T, right? I would imagine. There are tools available. Cool. Oh, background music. Give me 1 second. There. You should be hearing some music in the background now. All right. Okay. I feel like I tend to gravitate towards a wall breaker. I'm a very brute force type of Pokemon player. Like, I just want to get it done. Like, I'm not about the strategy of using all the effects, attacks, you know, like, what is it, like confusion, drowsy, rest, which I really should be using things like rest more often. But like, I'm not into the whole strategy. I just want to be done with it. I feel like maybe wall breakers is where I like gravitate towards. But let's keep reading. A wall. A passive Pokemon that can reliably absorb hits from the opponent and preserve health with recovery. Renowned special walls like Chansey Blissey and physical walls like Skarmory and Hippowdon fit into this category. Yeah. Oops. I dropped my chocolate. Hang on. So, I do have a Blissey in my team currently. I didn't know that a Skarmory was actually a wall. That's interesting. Very good example. I used to pick sweepers for that same reason. Sweepers are what? Like just automatic knockouts? Is that what they are? Ah! Dropping my chocolate. Data Dino, since you're here, can you go through and update the YouTube title? Since we're doing Pokemon stuff now. Okay. Hazard Setter. Pokemon that provide utility of setting up entry hazards. Stealth Rock, Spikes, Toxic Spike, Sticky Web. That punish the opponent on switching in. This chip damage is very beneficial over time. Okay. I'm aware of Stealth Spikes and Toxic Spikes. What the heck is Stealth Rocks? I don't know what those are. I don't know that I've seen that been used. Status Inducer. Status Inducers cripple foes that are difficult to get around with your team via poisoning tough walls, burning strong physical attacks, sending threats to sleep, and paralyzing fast and annoying Pokemon. Yeah, so Among Us, Among Us, that's so funny. Mew and Clefable are solid examples. So yeah, I don't do status inducers ever. I just don't. They're not. I feel like it's such a waste of time. I'm just not a patient person. So I don't do status inducers in any capacity. Speed control is a way to drastically change the flow of the battle into your favor, and it includes a huge variety of possibilities via Trick Room, copying stats and abilities. Speed lowering moves like Icy Wind or Rock Tomb or straight up paralyzing foes. It can provide both offensive benefit to sweep opponents and defensive benefits in preventing a sweep. Ditto and Trace Gardevoir are some Pokemon used in the form of speed control as insurance against fast sweepers. Lead Aerodactyl with Rock Tomb to mitigate Dragon Dances, and Thundurus with Prankster Thunder Wave is also an example of speed control. Huh. So Trace is a move from Gardevoir. This isn't written well, so I had to look it up. I was like, what the heck is Trace Gardevoir? So Trace is the ability part. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Stream Elements, for reminding us to drink some water. I will do so now. But okay, so that makes sense. Alright. And then Sweeper. These are Pokemon that can threaten to finish the opposing team off after weakening the opponent to favorable situations, generally with the ability to boost its stats and clean up. Physical, special, or mixed. Bisharp, Mimikyu, Volcarona, Thundarus, Keldeo, and Dragonite. Okay. Mimikyu is used as a sweeper? That's interesting. I never would have considered a Mimikyu a sweeper. Okay. I like that this has some examples. Alright. Tank pivots. These are Pokemon that are used to maintain momentum in balanced and bulky offense teams. Their role is to absorb hits and maneuver into favorable matchups against the opponent. They also use handy utility moves like Knockoff and Stasis and Volturn out to safely bring in check and counter. Okay, it lost me in the whole segment about the utility moves. So then Blissey is a wall, but I guess I use it a little bit more like a tank. The same thing with what's it called? A Snorlax. Defog or Rapid Spinner. Defog and Rapid Spin are beneficial hazard removal tools that aid in preventing your team from being crippled by chip damage that could push to a state of losing the game. Therefore, Pokemon that can remove entry hazards like Gliscor, Zapdos, Rotom W, Excadrill, etc. become vital in the team. So, how do they work? Are they just not affected by those types of moves? That's also a bit confusing. I'm not sure that I understand that. Because also this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this gives you 9 options to build a team, even though you're only granted 6 Pokemon. So like, what? If there's anyone that can better explain a Defogger and Rapid Spinner, please. I would appreciate it, because I don't know that I understand how these Pokemon are useful. Cleric. These Pokemon support the team via providing healing support and status removal to other Pokemon in the party. They can be vital for slow and defensive teams. Wish and Healba are 2 very common support options in competitive singles. Pokemon like Clefable, Jirachi, Alomomola, Togekiss make excellent use of these tools. Okay. I mean, Blissey has a healing option too. Yeah, so not every team is the same. There's some variety. No, I understand that, but doesn't make it any easier for somebody who doesn't play with strategy. Defoggers remove hazards like Blizzard or Sandstorm. But that's part of what I'm asking. Is it through an ability? Is it through an attack move? Or is it just like these Pokemon are just not affected by that type of thing? Oh, excuse me. Like, that's, I guess, where my confusion lies. And then there's archetypes, there's cores. One single Pokemon can perform multiple roles at the time. Pokemon listed above are not the only ones able to perform such roles. There are many options. to research. A good team need not necessarily include all roles at the same time, just primary roles used as a base to understand characteristics. Yeah. Could be a move or ability. Don't remember all the abilities available. Okay. Because if it's through moves, I feel like that wastes a turn. Or could waste a turn. If it's through an ability, then okay, it just occurs. But because at least in the games, the abilities are by default. Like they don't have to take up a move or anything. They just kind of happen. But I don't know how it works for TCG. Let's see. So let's go ahead and go through archetypes. Hyper offense. Just as the word describes, this is the most aggressive playstyle where the main goal is to maintain momentum with aggressive plays and deal as much damage as possible with your wall breakers for your sweepers, cleaners to find a win condition later on in the game. It involves a lot of revenge killing, sacrificing aspects to find a way to break through defensive cores. Games involving hyper offense teams often take less time. This website needs a little bit of editing. The way it's written does not read well out loud. Pokemon used in this playstyle generally involve fast Pokemon that can dish out a lot of damage. Suicide leads are used to set up hazards and gain opening momentum, and later the wall breakers come in to weaken the opposing team for the sweepers to enter and clean up in the end game. This sums up hyper offense. Okay, so I feel like that's what I try to do. Either hyper or bulky, because I like to use tanks. Let's see, bulky offense is a playstyle which is a bit slower and less riskier than hyper offense, as it indeed involves maintaining offensive momentum, unlike balanced teams, to strike at the right time, but also contain utility and support options that provide room for tactical switches and pivoting to keep the advantage. Run on sentences. Pokemon involved in this playstyle usually have considerable bulk and the ability to switch in on moves as a pivot, and also have a decent damage output or utility to maintain pressure and cripple foes. Alright. And it has examples. I didn't realize that. What is the example of this one? Okay, an Aerodactyl, Starmie, a Bisharp, Volcarona, Mimikyu, and Thundurus. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this has Taunt, Stealth, Rock Tomb, and Earthquake. See, like I would never use Taunt. And then Starmie has Rapid Spin, Psychic, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam. Okay, so no issues there. And then Bisharp has Sword Dance, Knock Off, Iron Head, Sucker Punch. Okay, well, I've never used Volcarona, so I don't know what Quiver and Fiery Dances are. And then Mimikyu has Sword Dance, Play Rough, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak. The only ones that I'm familiar with are Sword Dance and Shadow Claw, but Sword Dance doesn't do any damage. It's just a stats thing. And then Thundurus, Nasty Plot, Hidden Tower, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast. Again, Nasty Plot. I don't use that. Okay. What about for bulky offense? Let's see. Tyranitar, Keldeo, Zapdos, Tangrowth, Landorus, Therian, and Scizor. Interesting. What is this Pokemon? It looks like it wants to be a water and fire type at the same time. Having an electric Pokemon with a static ability is always good. I don't know what a technician ability is. And I think Sandstream means that it just causes sandstorms by default. I don't remember. Okay, balance. The balance archetype focuses on both offense and defense, a complex style of play where looking for a win condition through finding the right opportunity to strike the opponent is the essence. Finding the right combination and building a good balanced team is quite complicated. The complexity extends to playing it as well, as the focus must be justified on both offensive and defensive sides of the spectrum. Making the best possible plays with your defensive pieces to try and bring in your offensive pieces safely to damage the opponent at the right time is what this play style demands. Ooh. Okay, run-on sentences. Somebody help these people edit. Oh man. Pokemon involved in this playstyle usually have good synergy amongst each other to check a wide variety of threats in the meta. Okay. So this is everything that I avoid. I am not a strategy player. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is everything I avoid whenever I play games or Pokemon games. I do not do that, any of that. All right, semi-stall. This style of play focuses on defensive play and gradually crippling the opponent with residual damage, but not completely limited to passive damage, as it also contains an offensive piece designed to remove some specific threats that can damage the defensive core. Basically, a strong defensive core is created with 4 to 5 of Pokemon in the team, and 1 to 2 are designed to check the defensive core's weaknesses and or stall teams, while also providing the ability to clean up in certain circumstances. Nope, can't do that. This feels like a very sit and wait type of playing. Alright, stall or full stall focuses on absorbing and recovering damage from the opponent and winning through chip damage. Over a long number of turns, it takes a long time. Longer the game goes on, the better the stall team thrives. Hyper offense focuses on doing 100 damage in 1 turn, while stall focuses on doing 1 damage over 100 turns. Through switching in and out, absorbing hits, applying toxic and entry hazards, countering setup sweepers via unaware and sheer bulk. Yeah, semi-stall and stall are not playstyles I can do. Absolutely not. Oh, excuse me. I don't have that kind of patience. I really don't. I'm just like, I just want to be done within 5 turns. I don't care how. Just let's be done. I cannot do it otherwise. Okay. So that's helpful. Where are... These are guides. So where are the tools? Oh, there's more here. Okay. Whoa. So let's read about the cores then. A core is a set of Pokemon that complement and support each other well in order to increase the effectiveness of the team. There are endless possibilities of good cores. We'll be looking at some common and effective cores. Let's see, offensive cores. Dragon-type Pokemon like Garchomp, Latios, Dragonite, etc. have a huge damage output but are hindered by defensive steel types, preventing a sweep. Magnezone can trap bulky steel types like Skarmory, Ferrothorn, and Fortress, eliminating them, and also matches up fairly well against fairy types. The aforementioned dragons also support Magnezone while gaining offensive momentum against Pokemon like Heatran and Amoonguss. Okay. You don't need these strategies to play Pokemon games, it's just for the competitive games, but reading some of this stuff does open my eyes a bit of how I want my team to work. Well, I'm glad you're learning something. I'm learning that I do not have patience. So my focus is these two, somewhere between these two, hyper offense and bulky offense. Like I just want to be one and done. Let's see. An offensive core with a physical, a special, and a mix attacker. Bisharp and Keldeo synergize well with each other to pressurize other checks. Keldeo pressurizes common answers to Bisharp in Garchomp, Skarmory, Landorus T, and Gliscor, availing Bisharp to sweep foes. While Bisharp can check common switch-ins to Keldeo versus, what is Viz? Viz Latios? Is that versus? Like, I don't understand what Viz is. I thought it was via in one of the other texts. Latios, Among Us, and Slowbro, Slowking, and threaten them all out while getting damage on the switch-in. Zapdos completes the core to check Tornadus T and pressurize both Bisharp and Keldeo's answers while spreading paralysis, all while receiving support against common switch-ins like Heatran, Clefable, and Blissey. Okay. Ow. Oh goodness. A Charizard, a Blastoise, Decidueye, Gengar, and Mewtwo. You're missing a 6 Pokemon there, Digodino. So who's the 6th? Who are you putting on your team? So yeah, a lot of this is a little over my head because it is for competitive gaming. Which, let's be real, I could never do. Never. Absolutely could never. Okay, so let's see. What does this do? Oh, look at this. Let's go to guides. Don't know what they have here in guides. Okay, general guides, beginner guides, bounties, boss, daily, side quest, PvP, legendary. So I guess that team one was over here in PvP. Yeah, Pokemon archetypes. So basic mechanic. What does this do? Okay. Okay. So there's this Pokemon database. I use this rather frequently to look up stuff. Pokemon damage calculator. Okay. So, and then this one. Website to get an idea what a Pokemon can do. Okay, so let's click here. Whoa. Okay. This doesn't have Legends though. Since I'm assuming you can't play competitively in Legends. Who is that again? Blaziken. So Blaziken would be, but then you have 2 fire types. Isn't that too much of an overlap? Because isn't Blaziken fire fighting or fighting fire? Fighting fire sounds cool. Because I would think that you don't want too many elemental overlaps, right? Yeah, but I just picked it real quick. Okay. Okay, Digodino, never mind. Okay, so then this is kind of useful, although how do you find out your EVs and your IVs? Because that's something that you have to keep track from, like, the very beginning, right? So how... Okay, yeah, this website's beyond me. I don't understand IVs and EVs to this day. And I don't understand either how to keep track of them or where to look them up. What does this one do? So, okay. This is a damage calculator, but I don't want that. Because I'm trying to see what kind of tools they've got. When you get a Pokemon, you input the stats and it'll calculate what IVs are, what its IVs are. EV points are trainable. Okay, so let's see. Server online. Does this mean there's 133 of us on here at the same time? So this is just to download the app? I'm not sure what Poke1 is. Let's look at general guides. Tips and tricks, useful NPCs, vendors, installing Pokemon on your Mac. Why do you have a Mac in the first place? Sorry, you're gonna hear me bash on Apple a lot here if it comes up, because Apple designs things in a way that makes it very, very unfriendly to users or very unfriendly to people who know computers. They want to trap you in this little box and tell you this is all that you exist in. This is all you know, this is all you have nothing else. And people who know PCs or people who are like in IT, coding and web developers, like, it's kind of absurd the limitations that get put on them because Apple. Because Apple. All right. So I'm still not finding... Let's see. Let's go to multimedia. What's in multimedia? Regions, art contest. Ooh. I maybe want to do an art contest. That'd be cool. Okay, so, but what does Poke1 do? Let's go to FAQ. Oh, Poke1 is a fan-made MMO. Okay. Does that mean that you need the ROMs for each of the regions? Or did they build it from zero? So there's stack calculator, but still working on it. Okay, so I was hoping that this website had like a category or an option of like, let's grade or rate your current team and fix it type of thing. So I wanted to see what it would tell me about my team, since I don't play by any rules. I don't follow any rules. Who needs rules? Dang, that's what I was hoping for. I don't know if there's any website that does that. I'm gonna have to look it up on my own at some point. Don't mind me. Just jamming out. I thought there was a team builder. Well, I don't know where, other than the archetypes. I didn't see. Oh crap. Back to guides, and then I think it goes under PvP. I mean, there's the team building guide, which is the archetypes, but it just gives you like information to read. I don't see anywhere to like input stuff. What does advanced techniques have? Yeah, this is all stuff to read. Which is all very informative, mind you, but a lot of it does go over my head because I don't competitive play. But I mean, this does give you like a good heads up on how to build a team. You just have to read through it and research the Pokemon you want to use. Unless I'm looking somewhere that you saw and I'm just not seeing it. There's also that Digodino. I'm a blind person. But at least not here in this particular guide where the Pokemon archetypes live. There's not anything here. It's just information that you read. But yeah, I might need to do more of a deep dive for this for ZA, because it might help me get through the game faster. Or maybe not faster, but with a little more ease. But we'll see. There's homework to be done. All right. So I'm going to call it a night here. I apologize that the game was a bust for Free Game Mondays, but as we all know, that's a possibility. That's always a possibility. We just never know what the games will do. We've already had, I think, 3 busts. One of them was Revolution Idol. I don't remember what the other one was. But I feel like we've had 3. But yeah, that's always a possibility. We're testing out games for the first time. We're also testing out games that are free. So there's always the chance that they're, you know, mobile types of games, or that they're, what's it called? That they're not like fully developed. They're not that they're not playable, but they're just not in a state where you want to really go beyond a certain point with them. So there's always that chance. But that is Free Game Mondays. Thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. I hope that maybe you were confused with me. I don't know. I don't want you to be confused, but hopefully you were confused with me so that I'm not alone in it. But yeah, I'll be back again Wednesday. We're going to continue with Pokemon Legends Arceus. We're still working on getting legendaries, on fleshing out the Pokedex, since we have to build it from the ground up. So annoying. We have to do all the work, and we're not even getting paid for it. We're getting paid in pennies. Absolute garbage. But yeah, that's going to be what we continue. And then we'll go from there. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you have a good evening, a good night, good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever you are. Remember to keep drinking water. Make sure you get some food in. And I hope that you were able to relax a little bit on your Monday night. And that way you're ready to continue with the rest of the week. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye. you.